All right, hot topic for tonight. Are black people really African Americans? The question is, are black people really African Americans? Let's go, Mr. Davis. All the sappy stuff is over. Let's get it.
That boy hit me with the real quick. No. I can't say we're African Americans, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah.
Africans don't respect us not one bit, brother.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like we're dumb, we're ignorant, we don't take advantage of our opportunities that we have as Black Americans. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the way it is. But I do feel like it's set up for the division.
Mm-hmm.
Same, and I can can go so deep down a rabbit hole.
Let's go.
So deep down a rabbit hole. Just the same way Black Americans are divided. It's the same way Africans, when they come over here, we're divided because they don't realize they get all of the grants because they're foreign. They get all of the opportunities, all of the tuition, all of any and everything you can think of for them being foreign and getting those credits. They get it because the schools get that. And we're not afforded those opportunities, especially those in urban neighborhoods where we're trying to fight and move forward. Go ahead, bro.
No, black people aren't really African Americans. Here's the trick that nobody ever really recognizes. So when you fill out a job application or you doing training at your job or whatever, they update your statuses for your job. When it says African American, it says race, black / African American. You see what I'm saying? So we a color. We a crayon color. You know what I'm saying? Because our roots don't really trace back to Africa. Our roots trace back to Mississippi or Louisiana or wherever that plantation was, North Carolina, because you look at real African Americans, and African Americans can be white. I met an African that was white about 2 weeks ago at SIUE doing a tour of the school, and she was from South Africa. Very white woman, extremely white woman, you know what I'm saying? And she was extremely African. You could hear it. She sounded just like the black Africans you hear, sounded exactly like them. So, and she is an African American. That is a literal African American. And this is the reason I say, and I'm going to go to what Hagen said in a minute, but when you have the division at the beginning and then / American, right? European American, British American, I don't know, what's another place? Asian American. Asians keep the culture of Asians, but they're American. Korean American. I have a Korean that works for me. He goes to Korean restaurants. He talks Korean, but he's American. He was born here, but he's Korean. There's a section of town where it may be like if you go to LA or New York, Chinatown, where there's Chinese traditions, there's signs, there's everything. They are Chinese Americans.
Yeah.
But we are not African Americans. I don't care what that paper say, because what do we do that we keep that as black? That is African. What do we do for you wear Kenta Claus, brother? You know what I'm saying? Do you speak British English like most Africans speak?
Yeah.
No, we don't. We don't.
No.
So we are similar to like white people. We don't never want to admit it. We was kind of here first after the Indians. So when they came, we did too, somehow. I don't think we all came on boats, but I think, well, if we did all come on boats, the ones that came from boats, they ended up on that plantation, that was the end of the African. Once we started getting birthed over here and the bloodlines got all mixed, you know what I'm saying? When we got all mixed and all that and all mixed up, man, there wasn't no more African no more. We don't keep no African traditions, in my opinion. Go ahead, bro.
We do not. My little brother is North Side, one word for life.
But
boy say,
I don't disagree with him though. Go ahead.
No,
bro.
I don't. He said, I'm
funny.
one word American. I'm from Adelaide, but not Australia. I guess my point to this is where our culture kind of suffers at times. No identity. You know what I mean?
We just don't embrace it. We got identity. We don't embrace it.
We don't. But at the same time, you got the people that's just, I'm woke all of a sudden. Yeah. Go back to sleep. You dig what I mean? Because some of y'all tripping.
That's funny. Go ahead, bro.
But I'm not about to even go down that rabbit hole. And no, this ain't no Uncle Tom talking. And if you think I'm Uncle Tom, the nephew, listen to what we talking about. It's a culture that we have that No, we're not African American because
Mm-mm.
we're not accepted as such. We're Black Americans, and that's
Yeah.
just what it is. I understand what Ronald Jackson is saying is
Mm-hmm.
our ancestors, but believe it or not, trace it back. A lot of us, a lot of our heritage do come from Indians. You dig
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Some of us. I
Mm-hmm.
know in my dad's bloodline,
Mm-hmm.
we've traced it back. We do have
In my
in
wife's
every Black
bloodline,
person.
her dad had part Indian in him.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. A lot of Black people say I got Indian in my family when they got some good hair. We
Right.
actually
Right.
we actually do have Indian in our family. As
Absolutely.
funny as that may seem, but and I hate to say this, there's a song. It's for the wrong reasons,
Okay.
but we're mutts.
Mm.
I hate to say it. We're and what a mutt mean if you don't know it don't mean that you tuck your tail.
Right.
You're a mixed breed of a crossbreed of a bunch of different cultures, and here
Mm-hmm.
we are.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the reason
Mm-hmm.
why you see some people go so hard for left or right when it
Mhm.
comes to certain stances because you're trying to find your identity. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. So you had said earlier, we don't
He said I
embrace
got good hair, American.
right. He said we don't embrace what'd you say? Culture? No, I don't know what you said.
Ancestry.
Well, our ancestry, yes, traces back to Africa. When I say this, because it's just so plain and simple, if you watch the way we move, if you watch any immigrant, so if you're saying we're African American, that means we are immigrants, right?
Right.
That's what you are saying. We are an immigrant. I can trace my family line down to 2 cities in Arkansas, Holly Grove, Arkansas, and Marvel, Arkansas. My daddies, granddaddy, and grandmama all stayed there. And my grandmama's side all stayed there. 2 parts of Arkansas. A lot of people can trace theirs to either Arkansas, Missouri,
Mississippi, like you said.
Mississippi, Georgia, wherever, somewhere in the South, North Carolina, all those places. And the reason I say, this is why I say this, and this is just my opinion. Look what we eat. We do have culture. It's called soul food. That's from us. You get what I'm saying? Swag. You know where that comes from? Us. You know what I'm saying? That's funny, D. And you shouldn't be ashamed of it. A lot of people do that.
That is hilarious.
A lot of people,
is hilarious.
White people do that too. But anyway, back to the subject. Listen, look at our culture. Look at the way we dress. Look at Rob with the hat. You know what I'm saying? The way we wear hoodies and all that. We have a culture. Africans model this culture. Everybody model this culture. We don't recognize how great our culture is. We have some of the strongest culture on this whole planet.
Very influential.
In this whole planet. You go anywhere on this world, you'll see somebody rocking some black culture and not African black culture. Negro, I said it nice, one word, American black culture is some of the strongest culture. Some of our slang, some of the things we say, the food we eat, macaroni and cheese out the oven, collard greens, you know what I'm saying? Pig's feet. They don't eat that everywhere. They eat that here because that came from us. Your wife do this, make them pickles. This is all black culture type thing.
Yeah, man.
You feel what I'm saying? Soul food restaurant. So you got a Chinese restaurant, a Korean restaurant. You got whatever size you call it, but Chinese type restaurants.
Right.
Bosnian food restaurants and all that.
Rice house.
Ours is soul food.
Yeah.
Now, we can act like we don't want to embrace that and I don't want to embrace what happened. Brother, that's where you came from. One word. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The reason we call mutts, not to be too deep, because some of the masters slept with the pretty ones. And then you got some mixed up blood. Listen, I'm not a fully dark-skinned man. I'm a little bit darker than Rob. Brown. We coming from Africa, we don't get this brown. You get what I'm saying? You know how you get this type brown?
Disrespect.
Or Rob's color brown? It's been some mixing. Been some commingling at the end of the day. So to me, our culture, for me here, started when we left that plantation. That's where it started. To me. We start all that crazy food that we start eating that the slave masters wouldn't eat because they were throwing us the scraps, and we was making making lemonade out of lemons, and we started making fatback. Won't nobody eat no fatback. We made that good because that's all we could afford. You feel what I'm saying? That's just part of our culture. Unfortunately, that's part of our culture. Go ahead, bro.
It is
in
part of
my
our culture,
opinion.
and no, and it is. I respect your opinion. I agree
Yeah.
with your opinion on that. And if anybody else listening to it don't respect it, it's all good. We can agree to disagree. But you are absolutely correct, because what we do, how we move, how we are, it is. Now, everything about the Black American culture is not the best. You dig what I mean? I wish we can come together more. I wish we wasn't so divided.
100%.
You dig what
100%.
I mean? But that also comes back from our culture, because what's the best way to keep us from rising up together?
Mm-hmm.
Divide the plantation. Make an example out of the strong one, so
Yeah.
nobody else will come up against them.
Yeah,
So now
field
everybody's
Negroes and
stitching
house
on.
Negroes.
Yeah. You now you separating it, and that still goes on. That is something, that's a generational curse that I pray that one day gets broken within the Black American culture. You dig what I mean? We're not being deep tonight, but we're just talking the truth. If
Oh
you
yeah.
talk to a true African, they despise the fact that they will be called an African American, or that we're called African Americans along with
Mm-hmm.
them.
Mm-hmm.
Although, like C said, we have some of the most influential culture and
Mm-hmm.
ways about ourselves that
Mm-hmm.
everybody watch.
Mm-hmm.
Don't believe me? Sports. Who
Mm-hmm.
dominates predominantly in basketball and football?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody watches it.
That would be us.
Music,
Mm-hmm.
music, music
Mm-hmm.
in particular. Who
Mm-hmm.
listens to it? Everyone. You dig
Mm-hmm.
what I'm Drake, Snoop, and then I know I'm saying Snoop, I'm dating myself, but these guys ain't getting where they at from us, because we
Oh.
bootlegging. You
Oh.
dig what I'm saying?
Yes.
That
Yes.
it's something
Yes.
that they embrace. It's
Of
something that
course.
they love, because it's telling the stories of what we've been through. And listen, man, I know James Brown said it the best. I'm black and I'm proud. I would
Oh
never
yeah.
ask. You know what I mean? It's. I would never ever be ashamed to stand 10 toes down and say I'm a black man in America at
Mm-hmm.
all. Now,
Mm-hmm.
do we get screwed?
Yes.
Yes. Do
Yes.
we get the same opportunities? No.
No.
I've been there. But when we
Mm-hmm.
get there, you got to play the part and do what you're supposed to do to keep it where it's at. What I
Mm-hmm.
don't like, and I'll say this, I don't like the fact that when we do get there, a lot of people like to close the door and don't let nobody else in. Like, I made it.
Mm-hmm.
But that
Mm-hmm.
goes back to house and field.
Mm-hmm.
One words. You dig what I'm saying? And we can go from there.
Yeah, man, there's so many questions, comments. I'm laughing at Hager's talking about Chinese drill rappers. Good evening,
Yeah,
mama.
real
But
talk.
no, listen, bro. This is the
Mama.
point. This is what I think, man, and this is what it comes down to. I think we as a people should embrace our culture
We should.
because others do. Sometimes others embrace our culture. Now we may be ashamed of some of the crazy stuff that happens in
The
our
foolery.
culture, but
Yeah.
listen, bro. This is what the news lies to us about, and sometimes we buy it. We ain't the only ones cutting up. That's the problem. It gets made to look like we're the only one that's robbing. We're the only people that doing this. There's Chinese robbers. There's straight robbers. There's gay robbers. There's trans persons just shot up Middle Twin Cities just recently. You know what I'm
And
saying?
so?
All kind of stuff happens. It's people, period. Really, from the spiritual sense, just sin nature. But in the natural media sense, a lot of times it get put out, we're the bad ones. We're the evil ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Be careful,
yeah.
tuck in your purse around them. And they telling you tuck in your purse and they wearing skinny jeans and a big gold chain. But you tucking in stuff. You know what I'm saying? You seeing a little kid with the hat to the back. But you letting the kid dress in the culture and the fashion that we dress in, but at the same time say be careful around them. So which one is it? Is the culture good or we just bad? How about this? It's just bad people everywhere. Listen, it's some black people I don't want to be around. I'm black, and like Rob, I'm so grateful God made me black. If he made me white, I'd be happy too. But he made me black, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the culture. I'm grateful for what I've been through, what I've seen, good, bad, and the ugly. It made me a great person. But not a great person, I ain't a person. But with that being said, bro, like I think it's okay for us to embrace our culture. And if literal African Americans don't like us, well, go on then. All right, then. Shoot. You know what I'm saying? Take your grants and be wealthy, like most of y'all gonna be anyway. But we can make it too. We can make it. We can make it too. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, we got to work harder, but we can make it. You dig
yeah.
what I mean?
That's true.
It ain't always got to be, the backdoor deals. But what I will say is this, man. And don't let that be an excuse because we got to jump through the hoops. You just got to work harder, and we know how to do that. You dig what I'm saying? We coming from nothing to something and making this work and that work. Like it's always been like that for the majority. For the ones who've always had it and you never had a struggle, thank God for it and keep it pushing and don't look down on the ones that do. You dig what I mean? But like C said, there are some one words I don't want to deal with because they just ignorant. But that's across every culture.
Everywhere.
You got to remember, we're a minority. That's a key part. So the welfare system, we're not the majorities on the welfare system. Hate to tell you. You dig what I'm saying? The crime rate, we can't be the majority when we're the minority, but it's real easy to talk about a small demographic, north side, west side, whatever side of any city that's a small little mile radius that has a lot of crime, and then all of a sudden, we're the bads. You dig what I mean? But they're not telling you about the meth labs, the fentanyl, the this, the that. So don't fall for the okie doke, man, and stop being embarrassed to embrace who you are, man or woman. You dig what I mean? Nobody's better than you. And if you're in Christ, then you winning. This is only temporary in the first place. So
So as we wrap up this question, man, are black people really African Americans? No, we're not really African Americans. If it goes for Korean Americans and we're treating this the same way, then we're not from Africa. I know our ancestors all the way back were, but do we embrace that as a culture? When you go to Big Mama house, are you doing African hymnals? You know what I'm saying? Is it looking like Wakanda over there? No, it's not in most cases. Most cases, you seeing a black Jesus on the wall, you know what I'm saying? A couple of fans and something good on the stove. That's our culture. A lot of black. And when I said Big Mama, how many of y'all didn't know who I was talking about? Culture. It's part of our culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the way we talk and everything, man. I think it's okay for us to embrace the culture that we have been gifted with, man. Now, it may have been a curse for some and for some years, man, but on the other end, too, we got jobs. We able to be CEOs. There's a lot of millionaires, and things can be hard, man, but there's also ways of escape, I would say, and ways to achieve. And, we don't have to be the ignorant ones. But if you get ignorant, like Rob was talking about last night, somebody bust a can on his head, then just give my brother a pause for that moment. Because he gonna try to bust something to the white meat.
To the white meat, cuz. Hey, look, I will say this and I'll let it go. And this is a joke. Now, them one words across the street from me, them African Americans.
All right, man. Let's hold up and wait. We'll get to the first video for tonight.